Hey, welcome back everybody. It is now June 20th of 2022. We are just a couple of days out from the final episode of the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series on Disney Plus that is really going to give fans a little bit more of an improvement in comparison to what we got with episode 5 and 4 of the Kenobi series. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing about the Kenobi series is that we already know that Episode 6, aka the grand finale or the ending of the series, was rushed, and we're going to be talking about this a little bit more and exactly how there is quite a bit of good news that comes out of this also, what Lucasfilm creatives and Disney executives are currently planning right now for the final episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, Season 2 is already moving forward. You know, there are very big plans for the continuation of the Kenobi TV series to really make it into something brand new, to make it more higher value, bigger budgets being thrown in there, to really make it feel more cinematic. And I think that's the one thing that a lot of fans are looking forward to, is a Kenobi series that's going to have a higher budget with more cinematic feels and tones, and how it's going to involve different creators than Joby Harold and Deborah Chow, who, by the way, are out. They are no more with the Kenobi series. Now, focusing on, of course, the grand finale of Obi-Wan Kenobi, by the way, debuting tomorrow night, technically Wednesday morning. There's going to be a lot to say about that show and exactly how it concludes between characters like Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi, as well as Luke and Leia. You know, there's going to be a lot of things to tell in this series ending, especially with the character of Reva as well. Now, moving forward from all of this, alright, this is where things begin to really pick up, is that with Lucasfilm already getting ready to begin filming Hayden's scenes as both Anakin and Vader for the Ahsoka series by this July, they are also excited for other projects involving Ewan and Hayden again. However, Lucasfilm creatives and Disney executives are already developing a big plan for the Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series, and that has to do with the Kenobi ending that is set to air on Wednesday for, of course, Disney Plus. Now, it's described that Lucasfilm is preparing to remaking the Obi-Wan Kenobi ending for the series that will be heavily edited and later released and updated on Disney Plus sometime by the beginning of 2023. Now, it's described that currently Lucasfilm is going to be heavily editing the very last episode of Kenobi that will involve two major parts of the show, one of which has to do with the Vader and Kenobi duel that was cut down dramatically by Kathleen Kennedy, and the reason behind it was that Kathleen Kennedy wanted the final duel between both Vader and Kenobi to be far less longer in comparison to what was originally planned. Now, this is now all set and ready to be remade and edited, with deleted scenes becoming canon and a part of the final episode in the Kenobi show. They will be updated on Disney Plus by the beginning of 2023. Now, the fight scenes that will be added into the Kenobi duel with Vader will add in scenes that were already shot partially that will be completed with additional filming between both Ewan and Hayden. This duel is described to become twice as long with the remade version that will fill in the gaps to when it cuts away to other characters. Now, the final episode that is going to get remade will also use new advanced CGI techniques to be applied to the final episode for the final duel between both Kenobi and Vader. That was also a bit rushed to get the show finished on time. Now, let me just stop right here for 1 second. This is the big thing that worries me and a lot of fans out there, is the fact that the Kenobi series, yes, was rushed, and especially the ending. So the grand finale of the Kenobi series was rushed. Now, given that there are a lot of editing failures in the show, let's not, sugarcoat anything, but Episode 4 was an editing travesty. It was terrible when it came to the editing, when it came to the cinematics, and when it came to the CGI. The snow speeders, the CGI, awful. I don't know about you guys, but just terrible. But moving forward from that to where we are going to be in Episode 6 is what's really keeping a lot of fans on edge. Now, it is good news that there are big plans to remake the final episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi, and exactly how that's going to fall directly in line to the Vader and Kenobi duel. Now, I want to actually warn people, we will be heading into some spoilers here that's going to be pretty heavy of what they are going to be doing and what was already partially done for the final episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi, so if you guys want to back out, you guys can go ahead and do that now if you please. But moving forward from all of this, alright? Additionally, another scene that is going to be reworked with the remade version of Kenobi's ending has to do with more screen time for Qui-Gon Jinn that will now be using de-aging technology to make him appear just as he did in Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Now, currently it's noted that Liam Neeson as Qui-Gon is said to appear older than how he did in Episode 1, something that was also done by mistake due to rushing the series. The ending of the Kenobi show is set to also remake Qui-Gon Jinn's Force Ghost entirely, and how he will appear in the show's ending. So, this is another thing that really is very important. Now, the fact that they rushed Qui-Gon Jinn, I think it goes to show you that Lucasfilm does not really care about the fans specifically. They don't care about, how things are going to be done. They just want to, get the cameo in there and move along. And this is all, once again, because of Kathleen Kennedy. Now, I still stand by my gut feeling that the Qui-Gon Jinn appearance as a Force Ghost is going to be a bigger highlight than the Vader and Kenobi duel on the Mustafar moon. And that's another thing that I do want to warn fans, is that the Kenobi and Vader duel, it's not going to have any obstacles, it's not going to have any kind of challenges like that for Kenobi and Vader to actually go through, like how you have in Revenge of the Sith, where there were a lot of obstacles to go through. You're not going to have that. It's going to be set in a plain open field or a desert, whatever have you. It's said to heavily mimic the Luke and Kylo Ren duel, if you even want to call it a duel, on Crate. It's going to be just like that. Sure, Kenobi's not going to be a force projection or anything like that, but it is going to be that type of environment. It's going to be wide open, the middle of nowhere, no obstacles, anything like that will be absent. So, just be aware about that. As far as the Qui-Gon Jinn Force Ghost, that is going to be the bigger highlight without a doubt. Moving on. Now, this is described to already be in the early works so that they can update this as fast as possible on the Disney Plus platform. With making the Vader and Kenobi duel far longer, with new intense scenes and Qui-Gon Jinn getting de-aged, along with new editing of the episode, Lucasfilm is also moving forward with making the episode far longer than the current cut that will release this Wednesday. Now, creators like Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni will also be involved as well in calling the shots on all of this. So be aware that Jon Favreau will be calling the shots on how the remade version of Kenobi Episode 6 will be updated and restored on Disney Plus with new scenes that will be considered canon, and how they are going to be remaking Qui-Gon Jinn. So, again, not all that surprising. If you look at Anakin in the flashback, he does look older in some scenes. There's no doubt about that. But like I say, I think that there's a lot of great things that are coming out of this, because this is going to give fans a second chance for the Obi-Wan Kenobi Season 1 finale. So, like I say, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys have to say about all of this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.